everyone, I'm Kana Taku. Today I have an announcement. Our lab's name has changed from Freeform PTG LAB to Freeform TIP LAB as of March 1st, 2024. We used to study post-traumatic growth a lot. We worked with a lot of researchers to investigate various factors that would explain the individual differences in PTG, which includes personality, core beliefs being challenged, coping mechanisms, social support, ruminative cognitive processing, and so on. But the more I study PTG, the more I need to know what makes people know that they changed and when the change occurs. And this is partly due to the debates in academia derived from a series of studies that were published by a group of researchers who distinguish authentic or actual growth versus illusory growth. I just have to say, no matter how many times I read their papers, I just can't be convinced why one form of change is authentic and the other is not. More importantly, I just figured that's not what I'm really interested. Rather, I'm more interested in understanding when or how people recognize the change. So these ideas made me want to edit a handbook that focuses on various aspects of change. This project started in 2021, and the book is almost published. The title is the Routledge International Handbook of Changes in Human Perception and Behaviors. The book includes 4 main parts: what changes, when the changes occur, how changes are applied, and what changes mean to humans. We reached out to a lot of researchers around the world to see if they are willing to contribute. At the end, we were able to include 33 chapters. So by working with 33, or just more like over 70 researchers who have been studying some aspects of changes in their fields, I learned a lot. I really enjoyed this work, and then I thought, okay, it looks like my first half of a research career is now over, and I'm going to start my second career by focusing more on the moment of psychological changes. In fact, many things were evolved naturally in my lab. None of my lab members primarily study PTG anymore. The articles that I pick and choose for my everyday 10-minute warm-up typing practice are also more about the topic of changes instead of post-traumatic growth. And that's just fascinating. So think about it. Clinical psychologists, counselors, social workers, teachers, coaches, parents, and then anybody who want to elicit some kind of changes may have to decide if their target, like clients, students, athletes, children, elderly, or anybody, actually change, without necessarily relying on numeric assessment. Of course, it would be much easier if we just use some numbers, but we know that's just a piece of a puzzle and not enough. On top of that, those who are expected to change or hoping to change, like patients, clients, athletes, students, children, elderly, or just literally anybody, also have to judge and want to know if they changed. So these change perceptions can have great implications in our life. There really are a lot of examples. Some of us may feel burned out, but we don't immediately quit our job, and instead we leave only when the time comes. And most of the time, we don't even know what triggers these changes. Just like a glass with water, 99.99% full, and the last bit of water makes spill over. We can call this moment as a psychological tipping point, and that's what I would really like to study. So about a month ago, lab members and I were chatting, and we feel like we should now change the lab's name. I was not really sure what would be a good name, but one of the members said, many of us have already studying tipping point, so TIP is good. Another member said, well, they like FF, like free form part. So there you go, FF-TIP. On top of that, our current lab manager, Amber, said, TIP, together in Prior. And that was that. I feel really good about our new lab's name because Prior is where my office is located, and we spend a lot of time together designing research, having discussion, analyzing data, writing papers, everything in Prior. It was just a great bonding moment and brought us all close and connected. Of course, we know that studying psychological tipping point is not straightforward and ultimately ties to a lot of difficult and sensitive and probably unanswerable topics such as life and death, especially because tipping point has been typically discussed in the fields of physics, sociology, epidemiology, and so on. We also know that there are several labs that are already very strong and have made a wonderful contribution to our knowledge about the change. So we're going to learn from them and hopefully make unique contributions. I do believe this theme could be applied to various fields. Also, this tipping point theme allows me to encourage all of the students in the lab to choose whatever topics they are genuinely interested in, which in turn I believe can maximize their potential. And then I can also collaborate with pretty much anybody in any field. I really want to eliminate all kinds of barriers in academia, because if we bring diverse people to the table and have more nuanced, overarching discussions about the things like moment of change, I believe that can benefit us all. So that's that. As of March 1st, 2024, we are FF-TIP LAB, together in Prior, studying free form of psychological tipping point. Thanks for watching and thanks for your support. Bye.